the other day in the hallway. You're singing "Oh Happy Day,"
and she tried to blame it on the dogs.
Now, not later, justice.
There is no longer a federal constitutional right to an abortion.
Justice. People say
in the Alec Baldwin saga. He's charged, he's not charged. Well, guess what? He's charged again. So today, 2 new indictments, involuntary manslaughter, both of them, negligence-based. I won't bore you with the legal mumbo-jumbo, but they're alternative theories.
This is a crime scene.
And as you'll remember, this all relates to the October 21, 2021 shooting death of Helena Hutchins, who was the director on the film Rust, being shot out in New Mexico. By the way, Linda, I went by that ranch when I was out there for another story. It was very remote. I mean, you can't see a thing from the road. You have to drive up to find these little buildings that they use quite often for these Westerns. Anyway.
Another Michael Bryan field trip.
I digress. So he's holding the gun. They're having a rehearsal. Boom, the gun goes off.
I was the one holding the gun, yeah. Okay.
And unfortunately, Helena Hutchins dies, and the DP gets wounded in the process. They investigated that, charged him in January of last year, dropped the charges in April of last year, and now here we are. They're back, and these, as I understand it, Linda, are charges against him as the guy holding the gun, as opposed to being a producer.
Right. It's 2 different theories. One, apparently, that he's holding the gun and he uses it negligently. Okay. And that could be that perhaps he aimed it at the director and that was not in the scene to aim it directly at her. And the second one is that he used the gun without the appropriate circumspection. And I'm not sure what that means because I don't know if an actor is supposed to know the difference between a real bullet and a fake bullet or a dummy bullet or not. So that'll be fleshed out more as the case comes. But those
it sounds like an alternative version of negligence. I don't know how it's technically much different. He should have done something he didn't do. He breached a duty. He should have been more careful. That's kind of the bottom line
one sounds
to
like
me.
Before he actually held the gun as opposed to when he's holding the gun.
Yeah,
That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
But as you know, Michael, the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez, has been indicted. And I think you just checked to make sure what her trial date was.
Yeah,
and
she's on for February 21. She's going to trial. She, too, is charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah,
So-
and then that, it seems to me that the number one, she has a real problem, right? There was a live round on the set. That's why you have an armorer on the set. Remember, all the guns and bullets have to be shipped to an armorer. That's why you need one. And she's supposed to check, and somehow that live round, no one seems to know how, got into the gun that was going to be used in this movie. Now, Alec Baldwin said he never pulled the trigger. Now, I know there's a lot of
I've heard that story. When that was first said, and I think he told George Stephanopoulos on 2020 or something. No. I never pulled the trigger.
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never.
I think most people said, "You're crazy. Come on." But you have some insight on that theory, do you?
Let me tell you, Michael. All right, I had a client, and he's still my client, named Jason Williams. He was an NBA basketball star. He was charged with a murder in New Jersey for killing his limousine driver. This was not a handgun. It was a skeet shooting gun. But our defense that I developed for the team, because he had said that he did not pull the trigger. And it turns out that he was right, that if you have a gun that is older and has not been cleaned and has not been taken care of, and there's gunk that develops between, in a skeet shooting
is
gun.
Is that a legal term? The gunk? Is that a legal term?
That's a legal term. And that's a term the jury understands. Dirt, right? Gummy stuff, because you don't clean it right. You don't clean it properly. You don't clean it a long time. That very sharp, like, whoa, could cause that gun to go off. And there was no doubt. And in that case, they have the same problem in that case that they're going to have in this case, Michael Bryan. Here, the FBI in the Alec Baldwin case took that gun apart and then put it back together and said, oh, it can't shoot without you actually having a trigger pull. And Jason Williams, they did the same thing. By then, all the stuff that was in it had fallen out of it. So
Right.
there was no way to test it. So it's kind of a compatible theory. So I may be, along with the jurors in the Jason Williams case, the person that believes that because I know the case that had been done. And in fact, in the gun that Jason Williams had, there was another case out in Chicago, Illinois, or in the courthouse out there. It was actually in Illinois, tried in Chicago, that was sealed because the same thing happened and the manufacturer didn't want to get any word out that could possibly happen with their guns.
Interesting. So, I guess, the spoliation of the gun can lead to the inability to prove what really happened, right?
Unless there's an actual camera, remember there is footage.
Yeah.
Maybe they have him actually where they've been able to see that he pulls the trigger.
And apparently that's supposedly some of the new evidence. They needed some new evidence to bring this back to life. And that, as I understand it, is part of what happened. They found some evidence that the trigger was in fact pulled. So that's a little sketchy at this point, but it is going to be very interesting to watch. Let me leave you with this thought on Alec Baldwin. I remember back when he was having that contentious divorce with Kim Basinger. I'm out at the LA County Courthouse, Superior Court. I'm literally chasing him down the street because you may know he's not very media friendly.
Get away from my wife and the baby with the camera.
And
well, wait a second. Wait, before you go there and finish your story, let me digress here. Let me just move out of the camera.
Where are you going? Okay.
I'm just going to.
Let me just do some magic tricks while she's gone.
Oh, I can't get you the picture right now.
Okay.
But I promise you, I will get it to you of me and Alec Baldwin. He was very media friendly with me, but I was just a lawyer. I was.
Yeah. See, now you've gone to the dark side. So it's different. So I'm chasing this guy, and he evades my attempts to go after him. I will say this. Alec Baldwin is a tremendous actor.
A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
And he is an award-winning